To note that very few will be directly affected by these changes. As you know, Congress passed new healthcare reform legislation in 2010, and as a result, beginning in 2014, all companies with more than 50 employees will be required by law to provide healthcare benefits to all of their full-time employees. Full-time employees will be defined for anybody who works 30 hours or more per week, or companies will have to pay substantial penalties. Now, for a company the size of ours, the cost of compliance with these reforms is significant. In fact, if we made no changes to our current full-time and part-time employee mix, it would cost millions of dollars to comply. And unfortunately, that would damage the health of our business and ultimately negatively impact every team member. So like many companies in and outside of our industry, we need to adjust. We've worked hard to develop a plan that does this in a fair and efficient way with the least possible impact on our people. Now, the good news is that we can accomplish most of the change that we need through our natural turnover and a new hiring strategy. For instance, moving forward, the bulk of our new hires will be part-time. In addition, we'll also need to slightly reallocate the hours that we ask some of our full-time team members to work. We wish this wasn't the case, but as a business, we believe it's our best option. To put the scope of this change in perspective, a small percentage of our employees are expected to have their hours adjusted, and on average, those employees are going to be asked to work just 4 fewer hours per week. I understand that change is difficult, and that's why we went to great lengths to ensure that these particular changes are made in the fairest and least disruptive way possible. They are also being done in a way that's consistent with the culture that we all value. There are some important positive elements of this new program that I want to emphasize. Many of you that are already working on a part-time basis, that is less than 30 hours a week, may have an opportunity to add more hours if you wish. And as Doc will explain in a moment, we'll be introducing some new improved work procedures that will reduce the amount of time many of you spend on duties that don't involve direct guest interaction. This will allow you to maximize the time you spend serving and having fun with our guests. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Dolph Lee, our President and COO, to provide more details.
Thank you, Margot. So team, here are a few of the most important points. First, as Margot explained, most of you will not see a change in the amount of time that you work. If, however, you are a full-time employee and your hours need to be reallocated, your general manager will be in touch to discuss the specifics of your individual situation within the next 2 days. We are dedicated to making sure that we're fair and objective as it relates to adjusting hours. Decisions about how time is reallocated will be done fairly and objectively based on your performance and also your availability. Going forward, the vast majority of new hires we will be making will be part-time. And as Margot mentioned, we will be cutting down on the time many of you spend doing work that does not involve direct interaction with our guests. Specifically, we're introducing simplified checkout procedures and a trimmed-down open-close process. Your GM will explain these in more detail in the coming days. As always, if you have any suggestions for ways we can improve, we encourage you to show the founder spirit and let us know. We truly value your opinions and we want to hear from you. Thank you to all of you for your time and your hard work. The dedication and the enthusiasm that you bring to D&B every day is a huge part of what keeps our guests coming back. So thank you for everything you do to make Dave & Buster's a success.
If